Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next topic of our geography series, and today we will discuss types of condensation. In the last video we have discussed types of winds, and today we will be discussing types of condensation. So condensation is actually of five types, and before starting I must let you know one important thing, that please do make notes. Okay, notes making is very important in this series, because the notes you will make, you will be able to revise them later, and it will give you a good edge during examinations, because a lot of revisions will make things easy for you. You will remember things for a lot of time, so please do make notes and please do revise those notes. So condensation is of five types. So first one is dew, second one is frost, third one is fog, fourth one is mist, and fifth and most important one are clouds. So these are the types of condensation. And so in condensation you will see that there are two processes. The first and most important process is evaporation. So what happens in evaporation is that the liquid water turns into water vapor. This WL is water liquid and this WL is water vapor, and this process is endothermic process. That is, here the energy is absorption of energy. And similarly we have condensation. So what happens in condensation? This water vapor changes into water liquid, and this is a exothermic process. You see that in evaporation was endothermic, there was absorption of energy, and in condensation it is exothermic, there is release of energy. Here you will see that when water vapor is turning into water liquid, there is release of energy. And one more thing you should know, that condensation occurs at dew point. Condensation occurs at dew point. So what happens at this dew point? The relative humidity is 100%. So remember that this dew point, I am mentioning it at dew point, the relative humidity is RH, that is relative humidity, it is 100%. So keep it in mind, these are important points you should know before starting condensation. So now we will move to the first type of condensation, that is dew. So what is dew? So these are water droplets formed on cooler surface. Water droplets formed on cooler surface. So these forms when small empty packets get saturated with moisture. These forms when small empty packet get saturated with moisture, when it comes in contact with cooler surfaces. When it comes in contact with cooler surfaces. So what happens when small empty packets gets contact with cooler surfaces, they get saturated with moisture and they form into dew. Now there are certain favorable conditions of formation of dew. Favor, favorable conditions. Favorable conditions. The first one is that relative humidity should be high, high relative humidity. Secondly, there should be calm winds. Wind should be calm. During winter they are generally formed, and because it needs cooler surfaces, and you will find those surfaces in winter. So you will see long winter nights. We should need long winter, long winter nights, and at last we need clear sky. So these are the favorable conditions required for the formation of dew. So I hope you understand what dew is. Now second we have frost. Frost. So these are same as dew but occurs in temperature less than 0 degree. In dew it is cooler surfaces, that is 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree. The surfaces are cooler. But in frost it is cooler, but the need is that the temperature should be less than 0 degree. It should be as cold as that. Okay, same as dew. The favorable conditions will be same as dew. Same as dew, but temperature should be less than 0 degree. Okay, temperature should be less than 0 degree. You should remember it. And the favorable conditions are same as dew only. Same as dew. So this is about frost. Now next we have fog. So what happens in fog? These are ground or low saturated clouds. Fog is generally known as ground clouds or low saturated clouds. Saturated clouds, they are formed when air mass gets saturated with moisture at ground, resulting in condensation of air mass. It forms when air mass gets saturated with moisture, get saturated with moisture at ground level. That is why you are able to see the fog at ground level. Get saturated with moisture at ground level in condensation of air mass. That results in condensation of air mass. So this is how fog happens, and the fog is the result of always a consequence of inversion of temperature. Consequence of inversion of temperature. That is IoT. I am writing in full also. Inversion of temperature. Now what this inversion of temperature is? We are taking next page. Inversion of temperature is prevalence of reverse lapse rate at the surface for a short temporary period. Prevalence of reverse lapse rate at the surface for a short temporary period. For a short temporary period. So what is this reverse lapse rate? That is, first of all you should understand normal lapse rate. So what normal lapse rate is? As you go above, the temperature decreases. Okay, there is decrease in temperature as you go above. But what happens in reverse lapse rate? That as you go above from the ground surface, instead of temperature being decreasing, it increases. Suppose the temperature is 30 degree here, the temperature would be 20 degree here. Okay, and then you can say 20 degree here, 10 degree here. So this condition you are saying that reverse lapse rate. What happens in normal lapses? Suppose it is at ground, it is 30 degree. As you move up, you will see there is decrease in temperature, 20 degree, 10 degree, 0 degree. So this is normal lapse rate. But here you see that at ground it is 20 degrees Celsius. But as you move up, you will see 30 degrees Celsius. The temperature instead of decreasing is increasing. So this is what reverse lapse rate is. So I hope you understand it. Now when it comes to fog, there are actually three kinds of fog. Fog are of three kinds. So first one is, or you can say three types. I hope you understand the concept of normal lapse rate and reverse lapse rate. So it is of three types. The first one is radiation fog. Radiation fog. So these are most common fog, and you can easily find them early morning. Second, we have valley fog. So these are found in hilly areas due to inversion of temperature in valleys, hilly areas. Next, we have sea fog. These are seen near the coastline due to inversion of temperatures. Along coastline, whenever you go to coasts, you will see that during evening, during morning, a lot amount of fog due to inversion of temperatures. So this was about fog, and these are the types of fog. You understand about inversion of temperature. Now let's move to the next type, that is the mist. Number 4 is mist. So what is a mist? It is same as fog, but with higher moisture content. These are also consequences of inversion of temperature, but in humid regions. Also due to inversion of temperature, but this inversion of temperature takes in humid regions. And as they take in humid regions, you will see the moisture will be higher. Okay, so this was about mist. Now let's move to the most important type, that is clouds. And there are a lot of chances that questions, if asked from this topic, there are a lot of chances it will be from clouds, or it will be from inversion of temperature or fog. Okay, although it could be of any kind, but I am giving you the most chances. So first of all, you will see now clouds. So what are clouds? Clouds are floating masses of water found in high altitude of troposphere. Floating masses of water found in high altitude of troposphere. High altitude of troposphere. So there are certain types of cloud. We will see the classification of clouds. So first of all, we will see on the basis of shape. Classification of clouds on basis of shape. So on basis of shape, we have certain kinds of clouds. First one is the cirrus clouds. These are feathery or highly irregular. Whenever you see feathery cloud, feather-like shape or highly irregular. Secondly, we have stratus clouds. These are pin white sheet. You will, whenever you find a white sheet types of cloud, pin white sheet, there are high chances that those are stratus clouds. Next, we have nimbus clouds. These are rectangular and dark clouds. dark clouds. And whenever you see clouds that are dark in color, dark clouds, there are high chances that it will be rich in water content, rich in water content. Next we have cumulus clouds. So cumulus clouds are cotton like or woolen like, cotton or woolen like. So these are the types of clouds based on shape. Now there are various types of clouds based on altitude. Types of clouds based on altitude. So first of all we have high altitude clouds. High altitude clouds, that is they lie in from 8 to 12 kilometer from Earth's surface. So these high altitude clouds are cirrus and cirrostratus. Okay, and these clouds generally absorb the terrestrial radiation. These clouds absorb the terrestrial radiations. We all know that about insolation. When sun's rays come out, they get reflected back, and these clouds are high chances that they will catch the or absorb the terrestrial radiations. Secondly, we have alto clouds, or these are known as middle clouds. High, and we have alto clouds. Alto clouds slash, or these are also known as middle clouds. These are from range of 5 to 8 kilometer from surface. And these clouds are highly mobile clouds, that is they keep on moving. When you will see in the sky, you will see some clouds moving very fast. So most of the times those are alto clouds. So there are two types of alto clouds. First one is the alto stratus and alto cumulus. Alto stratus, and second one is alto cumulus. Now next we have low clouds, that is from 2 to 5 kilometers generally, or they can be lower than 2 kilometers also, but generally they are from 2 to 5 kilometers. And these are the highly meteorological significant clouds. High meteorological significant. How I am telling this? Because these are those clouds which turn into rain most of the times. High meteorological significant clouds. Okay, and they have high albedo also, that is they reflect back sun's light coming from the sky, so they have high albedo. Such as snow is also having high albedo, and these clouds are also having high albedo. Now there are 2-3 types of low clouds. So I hope you understand these middle clouds. I hope you written them. I am rubbing them so that I could explain you low clouds. So there the important low clouds are, first one is low stratus, second we have stratocumulus, these are the most common low clouds. And next we have nimbostratus. So these are the low clouds. Now these are the types of clouds basis on shape and altitude. Now the most important classification, that is vertical classification, or you can say vertical clouds to them. Okay, so you should know those vertical clouds. Or you can add as a part in these and based on altitudes only. So these vertical clouds range from 1 kilometer to up to tropopause. So when you see the vertical clouds, there are also certain types. First of all, you will be able to see this as nimbostratus. This is nimbostratus. Secondly, you will able to see out stratocumulus. These are stratocumulus. stratocumulus. So nimbo stratus contains rain. These are rain bearing clouds. Okay, they will give you light shower for long durations. Light shower for long durations. Okay, and you will see that these clouds are formed when there is gentle conventional current. Okay, when there is gentle conventional current, so these clouds are formed. Now we have cumulus clouds. These are cumulus clouds. They are fair weather clouds. Okay, the weather will be good when these clouds are there, fair weather. Okay, so in these clouds, in cumulus clouds, you will find that during these clouds there is intermediate convectional current. Intermediate conventional current, that is, the conventional current is not too high, not too gentle. Now the most important clouds which you will find here is these clouds. These are highly vertical clouds, and these are known as cumulonimbus clouds. Cumulonimbus clouds, and I think most of you are waiting for these clouds only because these are the most important clouds. And during the formation of these clouds, there is very high conventional current. Very high conventional current. And these clouds are responsible for high shower for short duration. Heavy shower. Heavy rains. Heavy rains or heavy shower for short duration. These are the clouds which are formed during cyclones, during thunders, lightnings, when you see a lot of rainfall, heavy rainfall during floods. So these are the cumulonimbus clouds. So this was about the vertical classification of clouds, and I hope you understand this. You can simply pause and read out the diagram once more, so it will make you easier to understand. So this was all for today. I hope you understand all the things here, all the types of condensation. So if you like it, please press the like button, please do share, and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on regular basis, and if you like, if you share, if you subscribe, it motivates us to make more such videos for you regularly. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.